Wow, that happened quickly. 1 week ago, we still had 48 contestants, and now we only have 16. That means that in less than 2 hours of viewing time, we culled 32 voices. 32 hopefuls who each believed they could be the one to hold their microphone aloft to the cheers of the adoring crowd. Instead, most, if not all, of our has-beens will be left wondering, what was the point? Hello and welcome to episode 5 of The Fifth Chair. My name is Dr. Dan, and each week I review The Voice Australia so that you can view the program through the eyes and ears of a professional singing teacher. Now, as I've stated before, the view ain't always pretty, so if you love watching TV talent shows, you're really best to turn this video off right now, because once you've taken that proverbial red pill, there is no going back. You will never watch TV talent shows the same way again. Okay, well, you're still here. All right, then this must mean you want to hear more. How much more is up to you. If you want to hear lots more, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel, Voice Essentials? When you subscribe, you're in the running to win a brand new professional microphone valued at $150. All you need to do is subscribe, like, share, and comment for your chance to win. And remember, shares get double points. Talking of sharing, there's not much to say this week. I'd thought the battle rounds were behind us, but alas, they're not. Apparently, the show's producers have decided to condense the entire season into a shortened format. So this year, they've given us the Super Battle Round, a quick fire cull where we have a 3-way sing-off and only one voice survives. Of course, this all happens after the powers that be in TV land have predestined 8 contestants with a fast pass. Seriously, I am this close to calling this show rigged. But you know me, there's no room for conspiracy theories here at Voice Essentials. So here's a quick question before we start, well, as we start. As we dive into our reviews, what did you think of the new revised format? Do you prefer the long drawn out 3-month season, or are you, like me, glad we won't have to endure the long, arduous journey of 12 weeks? Let us all know in the comments below. It was hard to choose a Super Battle performance to review this week. Each grouping had the good, the bad, and yes, the ugly. In most cases, I think the show's directors had purposefully stacked the deck so that the viewing public automatically sided with the predetermined choice. The following Super Battle between Jason, Chris, and Kath highlights my point. Let's have a watch. Both Jason and Chris's performances showed us what happens when amateur voices are caused to sing outside their comfort zone. For Jason, the bittersweet symphony by alternative rock band The Verve was too much stylistically. His tone was too thin and his voice really struggled to produce the full-bodied sound that this song requires. Now, in his defense, the original recording of this tune has a doubled melody, with the second melodic line sitting 1 octave below the primary line. This recording technique fattens the overall colour of the vocal. Evidently, the show's producers didn't want Jason to proceed because they omitted the second line, which left his voice exposed and subsequently lacking. Chris had to sing the classic Beatles piece, Across the Universe. But sadly, Chris had been hobbled from the start. You see, the original recording of this song was done in D major, but Chris was instructed to sing the song in E major. It's made worse by the fact that our ears are actually used to hearing this tune in C sharp major, 3 half steps below Chris's performance key, because the original Beatles D major recording was slowed down electronically. All of this results in us hearing Chris's version as strained and thin. Now, these guys weren't given even half a chance from the very outset. Compare this to Cass' performance and we have a song that sits right in her comfort zone. And you guessed it, the key hasn't been altered from the original. Add to this the choreographed staging that positioned both the guys at the end of Cass' runway entrance like doormen, along with the wardrobe contrast of the guys in dark drab colours and Kath in a light catching top, and you have the complete picture of viewer manipulation. I'm not going to bore you with more frustrated reviews of the super battles this week. Instead, I'm going to give you some homework. In the comments section below, I want you to critique one of the performances and tell us what you see and hear. I'll be very keen to read your reviews. Well, after all that mindless artistic violence, I'm left with 7 of my 12 performers still holding their own. How has your list fared the brutality of the super battle round? I'm left asking how I lost Sarah Valentine. Her performance was relatively flawless, especially when you compare it with that of her combatants, Joe and Renee. And the fickle inconsistency of TV talent shows strikes again. So, who did you choose for your pick of the week? Once again, I find myself leaning towards choosing the performance that showcased the great voice of Caleb Jago-Ward. My reasoning this week is because it was the battle between Fem, Stephen and Caleb that showed us how professional performers should behave on stage together. I loved the fact that the video editors showed us each of the three watching and enjoying the other's work, and that's how it should be. When you take to the stage with another performer, you're not there to dominate them, you're there to support and engage. Finally, if I was pressed to pick one performer as my pick of the week from the performance to go forward based on this presentation, I would have given it to Stephen. Nice work, mate. A solid, mature vocal. That's it for this week. What do the TV gods have on offer next week? God only knows. I'm Dr. Dan. Sing well.